OpenAI finally released O3 and O4 Mini. It's official, my friends. And spoiler alert, you can use them absolutely for free. Now, don't get me wrong, these are paid models, but stay tuned till the end of the video because I'm going to show you how you can code with these tools for the next 7 days completely for free. So let's go and get started and see a preview of how O3 performs on benchmarks. Also, press the subscribe button because in a couple of hours I will also benchmark it and test it on my own examples, so I can give you a fair review. So, what they say is that it's a very good model for coding, math, science, and visual perception. Now, is this true or not? Here we can see some of the first benchmarks on math and on code. And we can see that they compare only with O1, O3 Mini. And we can see the performance without tools. One very important thing about these models is that they have been trained with tools from the ground up. So we can expect the final model performance to be a lot better. But we can see that they make a small jump in terms of performance compared to O3 Mini and O1, especially on coding. So this is a positive. We can see also this trend is getting captured on other benchmarks. Now, on humanity's last exam, they're not doing a very good job, especially considering deep research. O4 Mini with Python and browsing is only hitting 17.7%, which is a little disappointing. I think this doesn't really, have a big jump in performance, and it doesn't make any sense how, with browsing, with Python and other tools, they are not able to beat deep research. This is super strange. They also done an important step in terms of multimodality. If you're interested in finding out more tools that you can use with AI, you can navigate to my website, noethexservices/AI tools. It's down below in the description and you can find this AI tool list. Here you can find coding tools, deep research tools, image generators, text generators. Very soon I'm going to have a huge list of video generators as well as automation software. They have improved the performance, the multimodal performance quite a lot, so this is a positive. I really want to see more multimodal models. We literally have been tapping only in one source of data, which is text data. But combining images, videos, audio, I think we're going to get a lot better models. And again, in all of these benchmarks, we are just going to see O Mini High and O3 High being better from the previous versions. So it's a quite significant step forwards compared to O3 Mini High and of course O1. So O3 has improved O1 quite a lot, and O4 Mini High is a lot better than O3 Mini High. Here we can see an example of the cost versus performance for O3 Mini and O4 Mini. So the cost remains quite low, I've gotta say, and the performance has indeed jumped. And also O3 is cheaper than O1, which is super strange. This was quite unexpected. We are getting O3 quite a lot more optimized compared to the version that we've seen back in December. Maybe even the O3 that we get right now is a distilled version of the actual initial architecture. Or maybe it's quantized, I don't know. But there's a significant improvement in terms of the associated cost or the expected cost. So let's go over some more information and then I will completely stop wasting your time. So ChatGPT can use tools like Python, search, canvas, file uploads, image analysis, image generation, and combine all of these things, plus have native support for images and has advanced visual reasoning. So we can expect these models to potentially be able to generate and edit images quite well because they will be able to understand what we ask of them and they will understand the different parts in the images. The models are more accurate, efficient and cost-effective than previously. So this was a very big point. OpenAI had such a big problem with pricing. Their models were so costly and competition kept decreasing the prices. So the new models are price efficient, cost efficient. The token window is 200,000 for O4 Mini and O3 in the API. We can expect that to increase in the future, I believe. And they have up to 100,000 output tokens. Knowledge cutoff first of June 2024, which is super strange. Why would they have that kind of knowledge cutoff? I can only expect that they continue to train these models with newer data, so they just released some kind of early versions of them before they release a fine-tuned new version. Or they may actually have stopped training back then, I'm not sure. But, we gotta see what we gotta see. This is super strange. The knowledge cutoff is super strange. They also released an alternative to Anthropic's command line agent, which they call Codex CLI. So this is a coding agent, open source, free to use it locally, and you can actually code with it. So that's interesting. I would like to test it out in the future, but I really hate the CLI. Hopefully we will be able to connect it with OLlama or something like that in the future and use it locally. So O3 replaces O1. O4 mini and O4 mini high replace O3 mini, O3 mini high. Here we can see the pricing. O3 for input of 1 million tokens, they cost $10. They have cast input, whatever. And they also for the output, 1 million output tokens, they've got, if you want to stay more connected with AI, I invite you to join our Discord community completely for free. The link for Discord will be down below. I really want to see you here so we can talk more about AI, new AI tools, potential new tech, business opportunities of how we can use AI to make money. So you're invited to this Discord community as well. $40 of cost. O4 mini has $1.1 for input, 1 million context input, and $4.4 for 1 million token output. So the pricing is quite good. I think it's also lower than what Gemini offers. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see the pricing. And what I want to do right now is really give you a comparison to Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is like the best model out there. So yeah, it's like half the price, 1/3 of the price of Gemini 2.5 Pro. I really expect Google to, drop their prices very, very soon. That's like my expectation. But yeah, the pricing is a lot more aggressive than what, Google offers right now. So OpenAI is ready to compete with them on pricing, which is very good for us consumers because they already make quite a lot of money. So if you see here, this is how O3 acts. Literally, this is Manus. This is GenSpark. This is extreme tool usage. This is the future of AI agents. And all of the LLMs, you can expect them to improve massively and learn to use tools and, enhance their capabilities by thinking more, searching more, becoming every day more and more autonomous. So this is amazing to see. This is a big step forward in terms of tool usage. Maybe the final results are not maximized, but they can also generate distinct images. This is insane. This is really what it feels like being agentic AI. This is major. So before we move on, I really want us to compare it with Gemini 2.5, okay? Because Gemini 2.5 was a significant boost in performance. And here we've got IME 2024 and 2025. And we can see here that O4 mini gets 93.4% and 92.7%, which I gotta say is quite good compared to what Gemini does. So that's a win for OpenAI. On Codeforce's competition code, I don't know if they've got that here. Maybe they don't. I'm not exactly sure. No, so they don't got ELO for Codeforces. But for GPQA Diamond, we've got 83.3 and 81.4. And Gemini wins that one with 84.0%. Humanities Last Exam, this is again a win for Gemini at 18.8%. Only O3 is beating that, and O3 without tools. O4 mini and O4 mini without tools are not able to beat Gemini 2.5. But again, they're 1/3 of the price. So you've got to take that into account. We don't have results for visual reasoning from Gemini 2.5, so no comparison there. And on the software engineering benchmark verified, we actually have results. So Gemini 2.5 has 63.8%. OpenAI has 68%. That's a win for OpenAI. For Raider Polyglot Code Editing, we got 81%, 68.9%. Here we have 74.0%, 68.6%. So again, OpenAI is winning with O3. It's not winning with O4. So the performance is comparably the same here, I gotta say. Gemini is like half the cost of O3 High, but it's like 2 times the cost and 3 times the cost to O4 Mini. So I would say that this is a tie in general, if you count in pricing. So there is also one thing to compare on multimodality, which is MU. OpenAI gets 82.9%, 81.6%, and this is pretty similar to what Gemini is getting. So maybe this benchmark is kind of saturated. So yeah, pretty much these models are quite similar to what, Gemini 2.5 Pro does. And comparing the price, I think they're pretty much the same level. Like Gemini can push a new update, get to beat OpenAI for a bit. Then OpenAI puts an update, they beat Gemini for like 1%. But the difference between those models are literally around 1%. And like if you count in the pricing, it's pretty similar. Like they've saturated the performance that they can get, which is not bad, but it's a little disappointing. Like we get a very big boost, but I think it's not enough. It's not what we expected. We get a 5-6% boost, but it's like been 3 to 4 months since the previous release. So I expected something a little better from OpenAI. Maybe beat Gemini 2.5 Pro by quite a lot more. But hopefully they can fight on the pricing. Maybe that's a big next frontier, because those companies fight on the price as well, and the prices have went down significantly. Like 3 months ago, OpenAI was serving this kind of intelligence at 30x the price. Like O1 was so much costly. Here we can see again the benchmarks. It's not bad, but O4 Mini I think is a good addition, but I really think we need more and more iterations. Like it feels like we have kind of saturated reasoning. I don't know, maybe a new frontier is the tool usage, but I feel a little bit of disappointment. And here is a comparison of O3 with Sonnet and Gemini 2.5 Pro. So on GPQA, as we've said, they have pretty similar results. On Software Engineering Bench Verified, again, similar results. AIME 2024, similar results. And Aider, again, similar results. So these Gemini and O3 are pretty similar. On the Software Engineering Benchmark Verified, we see a regression over the previous score from December. I think this is intentional because O3 seems to be a little bit more optimized, so it lost a little bit of accuracy. I think this is also the case for O4 Mini. In order to keep it cheap and scalable, they did some tricks with the pricing or the quantization or whatever they done, or maybe they just released earlier, safer versions to have a fast release. And we're going to get some very major updates as we have seen with GPT 4.1. So I think that's maybe something to keep note of. But one of the most important topics as discussed by Chubby here is that a lot of benchmarks have been saturated with all of this. And we continue to scale up. And here we can see the reasoning average of the models and the coding average. And the new tools from OpenAI just top the coding part and are also topping the reasoning. These are SOTA models. There is no discussion about that. O4 Mini High is very close to Gemini 2.5 Pro, and O3 is a little better in some cases, a little worse in some other cases, but it's also a significant step forward. I would actually love if, OpenAI just trained the mini models, or at least released the mini models, so they could, do even more aggressive pricing. But the most important thing that I want to state right now for all of you, my friends, is that O4 Mini is free on Windsurf for the next week. This is pretty similar with what has happened with GPT 4.1. It is free to use, and Windsurf is potentially getting bought by OpenAI. So you can expect even more coding data to OpenAI very soon. And yeah, Codex CLI, this is a big move from them. They try to find Anthropic. I don't like the command line, tools. I hate them. So one more thing that I want to talk about is this guy says that the pre-release version of O3 typically fabricated actions it never took. So this is super strange and interesting that O3 didn't have access to a coding tool, but it claimed to run code on its own laptop outside of ChatGPT. So this was, this is one of the things that I've seen, and they're very strange, like super strange. Finally, Cursor also offers O3 and O4 Mini, and you can try them for free for the time being, both with high thinking on, which is super nice. You just go to settings, models, and you open that up. So I'm going to use Cursor in the next video to benchmark this, and maybe in the next few days I will make a video also about Windsurf, which is a tool that I have never used in the past. So right now I think it's a good time to try this out. Also, if you open up Cursor, make sure to check out GPT 4.1. It's also available for free. I really like that all of these tools bring free usage to users for just a little bit for marketing, but it's a net benefit. We can get to use these tools for free. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more, and I will see you very, very soon with our own test of O3 and O3 Mini High. If you're interested in learning more about AI, I'm happy to invite you to my AI University, which is completely free. Go down below in the description, click the link that says WOPE, and join in the Aero AI University. Here we will have a lot of free courses from image generation, text, coding. We will have all of the links for the available tools that we use. You can also get access to all of our files from the videos, the tutorials, the guides, really available in this community, as well as a chat and a forum discussion with other people and with me. Finally, every day you can spin this wheel to get rewards from the WOP website. Join in, it's down below in the description.